Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel, and today I'm doing a video on getting married young. Yes, your girl got married at 19 years old, and I'm still married now 14 years later. Yay! Clearly I do my own sound effects around here, but yeah, this is something that I don't think happens very frequently nowadays, or maybe it does, I don't know, but people just don't put it on YouTube. And if that's the case, then I'll be the first one to pave the way for all the other people that are maybe 19, 20 and 21 and still married now. So I hope that my story is very informative for you, and maybe it'll just help you if you're looking to get married, or maybe you are married already. Let me just get into the video and share my story. I met Daniel at a place called Trocadero in central London, so it's just by Piccadilly Circus. Now Trocadero was a place back then in 2005 which was an amusement place, so they had like go-karts, they had like coin machines. It was just it was an arcade place basically, where you would just go and have fun. But most importantly, back then in 2005, listen, there was men after men after men. That was a place to be on a Saturday, and I can imagine as well for the guys, it was just a place to be. So me and the girls, we used to go there every single Saturday. We used to travel from Ipswich down to London. Now I've been going there for over a year, and never ever have I seen Daniel, but this Saturday, and I remember it was Saturday the 25th of September 2005, because it was a few days before my birthday. And I remember this guy, he came up to me, he was wearing a big black Avex jacket, but what stood out is when he smiled, because he had a gold teeth. Yeah, he got me with the gold teeth, and we exchanged numbers. And then from there, the Monday, so a couple of days later, he texted me, and then from there the rest is history. We are here 16 years later. Now from the Monday, we were texting, just getting to know each other really. And then a few days later, I think it was like the Thursday, we went on our first date. So I met him on the Saturday, and Thursday we went on our first date. So I travelled down after work from Ipswich to London. I met him at Liverpool Street. Now as soon as I walked off the train, he was waiting by the McDonald's upstairs. When I saw him, I was like, yes. I was very, very happy. So we went to a cinema in Leicester Square. We went to see a film called The Island. I'll never forget it. And yeah, that was really nice. A crazy first date, to be honest, because obviously we were just sitting in the cinema watching a film. But like I said, we'd been texting and calling since we met on the Saturday anyway. And I'll never forget this, because I obviously lived in Ipswich. The last train from Liverpool Street back to Ipswich was at about 11:30, so we had to leave the cinema at 11:45. And from that day, he just always called me Cinderella. And also from that day, I saw Daniel every single week until we moved in together. So it just was really, really nice. We were together for 2 years before we got married, and we did absolutely everything. We ate out every single week for 2 years. You know, we did like short breaks away. We just had fun. We went to cinema, we went to theme parks. We just really enjoyed each other. We got to know each other as a couple, and most importantly, because it was a long distance relationship, like our communication, okay, I'll talk about communication later, but our communication, we would communicate morning, noon and night. We knew each other's just schedules, do you know what I mean? Like when he's on lunch, I'm at lunch, and then we'll just be talking, and you just look back, wow, like I remember those days. So anyway, I turned 18 and I moved down to London. I took the plunge, I had some savings, I moved down to London. I actually stayed with Daniel and his mum at the time, and then I moved out a month I think before I was 18, and then I privately rented a 1-bedroom property. And then yeah, Daniel was like, he used to say to me, oh Shan, would you ever get married? No. For me personally, marriage was never on my mind, and the reason being is because my parents were not together, my parents were not married, so that's not something really that I had in my life as an example. Both my grandparents on my mum's side and my dad's side were married, but you know, growing up to see marriage as an example, I never ever saw it. So for me, that wasn't something that I wanted to do. And I forgot to say as well, I actually wanted to be a tabletop dancer. I know. I thought I was cute. I honestly thought I was cute. If I can insert some pictures, I'll insert some pictures. I got like professional pictures done because I thought that you could make good money being a tabletop dancer, but clearly that wasn't God's plan for my life, and I thank God that that wasn't his plan for my life, because yeah, that life ain't for me. When he asked me, I was like, no, I don't want to get married. But anyway, 2 years later he proposed and I said yes. So Daniel and I got married in the November 2007, 30th of November 2007. And if you live in the UK, you will know in November it is cold, it's rainy, it's gloomy. Not on my wedding day. Our wedding day was absolutely perfect. The sun was out. Honestly, I felt like a princess. I felt beautiful. Our wedding day was beautiful. I'll insert pictures as well so you can see Daniel and I. Yeah, it honestly was why do I feel a bit teary? It was one of the bestest days of my life. Honestly, it was beautiful. And you know, at 19 I was a very mature 19-year-old. I've always worked. I've been working since I was 16, so I was always very mature. I forgot to add in as well that Daniel is 9 years older than me. So at the moment I'm 32 and Daniel is 41, but he don't look 41. He's cute. He don't look 41. Yeah, so we got married and we enjoyed life as a married couple. We moved in together, and then 6 years later, then we had our first child. So we've got 2 children, 2 sons, Nahum, who is 9, and Noah, who is 7. They're absolutely beautiful. I love them. I feel so blessed that God has made it possible for me to be a mum, me to be someone's mum. It's just such a blessing, because I didn't want children as well. You know, it's so funny that you can change over time. You know, I remember us being married and people are like, when are you gonna have children? When are you gonna have children? I didn't want children, not for any particular reason. I just didn't want children. And I just remember sort of 5 years into the marriage, like just having this feeling come over me, and you know, Daniel and I sat down and yeah, we decided we were ready to start a family. So like I said, we are 14 years in now and we've been together for 16 years. Marriage has definitely been a journey. You know, I'm not going to say it's easy, and I'm going to talk about some of those stuff in this video, but what I will say at the beginning, the Chantel that got married then is a completely different Chantel now in 2021. One, obviously because I'm more grown up, I've matured, but 2, you just learn. I think marriage is definitely a journey where you learn, and I think that teamwork is imperative. You know, if you and your spouse together know that you can get through anything that life throws at you, listen, your marriage will succeed. Remember, I told you, your marriage will succeed. Don't listen to what anybody says. Your marriage will flourish. It will be a success. So I would say in the beginning, 19-year-old Chantel, I was fiery. I remember Daniel would leave his socks on the floor and I would just start an argument. Relax, Chanel. As time went on, I just got better. You know, I would just pick the socks up and put it in the dirty basket. I remember Daniel used to be the kind of guy where he'll have a drink and then go to the kitchen to get another drink and then go and get another glass. Why would you do that? So that, I used to just start arguments for the sake of it when I could have just spoken about things, and Daniel was just so calm and cool. He'll just listen to me when I'm like but yes, that's definitely something that I have grown out of. No arguing happens in this house anymore. We're 2021. We've been together for too long. Daniel and I, we talk about things, but like I said, we're past the arguing stages. Like if ever there's a disagreement, we'll just talk about it. Something that I would say for me personally, I have worked on and got better is, I'm a Libra, okay? I don't know if that's got anything to do with it or if it's just a Chantel thing, but whenever we used to have disagreements or argument, it would take me a while to get over it. So when I say a while, like a couple of days. Don't hug me, don't kiss me, just leave me be. But now it's gone from days to hours to minutes. If ever, you know, like I'm not happy about something or we had a disagreement. My cool down period is now about 15 minutes, which I think is phenomenal. And back then, Daniel would used to test me to be like, oh, can I have a hug? Can I have a kiss? Don't do that, because you know that I haven't cooled down yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, for him, he's completely different. Like, he'll just brush it off. But for me, you know, I just needed that cool down period. And what you'll get to know about me and with me is that I'm a very, very honest person. I just say it as it is, you know. I believe that nobody knows everything, and me, I love to learn, and most importantly, whenever I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up to say that I'm wrong. And I think that's why this marriage has been a success, because we communicate. Communication, listen, is a foundation of this marriage. And like I said at the beginning of the video, because we had a long distance relationship, we would be on the phone all day, every day, morning, noon and night. Now in our marriage, from the beginning, so from 2005 right up now 2021, we still do it. When we arrive at work, we'll text each other, or we'll even call, you know, that we're at work. Lunch, we'll text or we'll call to say that we're on our lunch break. When we're leaving work, we'll text, we'll call to say that we're leaving work, we'll see you soon. We have never not done that. Now, everybody's relationship is completely different, but for me, this is just something that we do. Even back in the days where I was sulking and we had a disagreement, I would still text at work. Do you understand what I mean? Because it just, that is just us. Daniel and I can honestly say, which is really scary, we're in sync. Find you a husband, find you a partner, yeah, that you are in sync. Or what do I mean about that? Like, I'll go to pick up my phone to call him and he's calling me. Can you just let me call you, please? You know what I mean? Or vice versa. Like, I'll call him and be like, oh my God, I was just dialing your number, you know? And I just think it's just so beautiful, and I'm so grateful to God for selecting me to be his wife, for selecting me, you know, to be his long life partner. Because like I said, marriage isn't easy, you know. We've definitely grown together in the marriage. We're on our own journey as well, but we support one another. So I'm just so grateful, I'm just so blessed to be able to share my story with you all, you know. Yeah, and I would definitely say that the love has definitely grown stronger. Like, the way that I love this man, kindness in a marriage is so important, affection in a marriage is so important. I think this all comes down to communication, you know. I think it's just, it's imperative. I think it's the glue, you know, to any successful marriage. Now, you know, still 16 years later, if Daniel's out, he actually, the other day, he went out, he bought himself a patty and he came back home with a patty for me. You know, those are the things that we still do, you know. And I would just encourage you, you know, if you don't do stuff like that in your relationship or marriage, just try to, because it just shows that you're being thoughtful. If you know that your partner likes a certain drink or a certain chocolate bar or a certain crisp, whatever that may be, just pick it up. The one thing that I love about Daniel, and I will continue to just praise him on this, because for the last 16 years, this man has never stopped complimenting me. There's not been a week. Shan, your hair looks nice. Shan, I like your makeup. Shan, your nails look nice. Shan, you look like, literally. I remember saying to my friend, like, the day Daniel stopped complimenting me, there's somebody else. And she was laughing, because like, he's just been consistent. He's been consistent. God has picked well for me. God has picked well, you know. If you know me and Daniel, or you've been around us, you'll know that we're like that couple that just banters. That's just us, like, you know, just forever jokes and laughing, and you know, he's a wind up really. But yeah, so that's all the positive stuff and the happy stuff in the marriage. One last thing, actually, I wanted to touch on, you know, when trials and tribulations come your way as a couple, you know, you can get through it. Daniel and I have been through so much in the last 16 years, and our marriage vows have definitely been put to the test, for better and for worse, and for richer and for poor, and sickness and health. And Daniel and I have gone through those trials when they've come knocking at our door, holding hands, and gone through it together, you know. And life has thrown at us, boy, if we can get through all the stuff we've gone through. Listen, whatever you're going through or whatever may come your way, take it from me, you can get through it. And I think as time goes on, I definitely will speak more of that. I've got 16 years worth of stuff to speak on, you know, that I think will be beneficial for people, you know, to maybe just listen and take advice, make sure that you don't do it, you know. But that's all the good stuff. Now the bad stuff, there's not stuff, but I would say the biggest problem in this marriage, Daniel's family. Yes, I guess you guys probably wasn't expecting to hear that. Yeah, like I said, I've been with Daniel since I was 17 years old. I'm now 32. His mum don't like me. I know, it's quite sad because I'm a nice person. If you know me, you'll know I'm a nice person, and it's just really sad, you know, to know that you're with somebody and their mum doesn't like you, you know, and there's no really valid reason, you know. I know the reason, and the reason is because I have taken her son away from her, and I remember her saying that to me when I was 17. But it's just such a shame. I think if you look at the bigger picture, your son is happy, your son has been with his wife for 16 years, and you've got 2 beautiful grandsons. You know, I've never said a bad word about his mum. I don't need to, and the reason being is just that it's your loss. That's the honest truth. It's your loss, because I'm a good person. I'm a good daughter-in-law to have, okay? And for whatever reason, you know, you choose that you don't like me, and you know, she doesn't say nice things about me, and there's lots. I think I'll make a separate video on that because I don't want to dampen the mood of this video. But what I will say is, you can hear I'm a really happy and bubbly character and person, but that has definitely affected me over the last 16 years. There's been a lot of tears because it's not nice, you know. My family absolutely love Daniel, and for me it makes my heart dance to know that, yes, my family love him, because I could imagine for him it's probably not a nice feeling to know that your mum doesn't like your wife, you know. So yeah, that I would say is the only negative in the marriage. But like I said, through what life has thrown at us, we've got through that, you know. We've got through that. We're still getting through it because his mum still don't like me. But one thing that I will never do is I will never get in the way of that. Like, that's not my problem, yeah. So that's not my problem. So, you know, he sees his mum sees the children, but for me, I remove myself from the situation because I'm not going to be around someone that doesn't like me. So yeah, but like I said, I will maybe do a separate video on that or something like that. But I think I'm going to leave it there because I feel like I've been talking for a long time. But like I said, I just wanted to share my story because I'm very proud of it. I can't believe I'm out here 32, been married for 14 years. I feel very, very blessed and grateful, you know. I'm no marriage expert, but if you have any questions or if this video's helped you at all, inspired you, please do let me know. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, pop on that notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.